Warriors. You're a man, you have to be a warrior, or you're no man at all. Well, what does it mean to be a warrior? Do you flail your fist, knock out a few people, and then the adrenaline rush and make your man being happy? Or is it not letting things affect you? Is the very need to check someone for their disrespect in the hood just weakness born out of insecurity? Is it the need for complete dominance, or does it make you dependent and your ego feeble? What does it feel like to break someone's jaw with a single punch? And is wheat really the end all be all of human beings? These questions and more like them are going to be answered by yours and mine favorite anime, Vinland Saga. Spoilers from on here for Vinland Saga 1 and 2. It's a story about a young Norse guy who loses his father to this guy who kills him, swears to kill the guy that killed his father, and then follows him around like a lost puppy, gets his ass handed to him, absolutely played with like a newborn at the Vatican Church because of his anger issues, and when he finally gets close to drinking from that sweet, sweet blood fountain of revenge, the guy gets killed in front of him. He gets cucked very hard. There's more to it, obviously, but that's a rough, extremely reductionist type synopsis of season 1. And there's a lot of sick action because, Vikings, an anime. What the fuck do you expect? What we're really here about, my dear disciple, is season 2 because it is wonderful, beautiful storytelling. Beautiful literally as well, because God knows these Japanese animators need a weekend off. Oh well, as long as the slaves serve my enjoyment, I don't actually have to see the slave labor, we're all good. We're here because this beautifully crafted masterpiece pisses me the fuck off. While the messaging is important, great, and well delivered, I disagree with it heavily, but we'll get there. For now, let's back up. Season 2 starts us off with a boy. Let's name him now. His name is Thorfinn. Ridiculous name, by the way. What the fuck is a Thorfinn? Thorfinn, for attacking the king for killing his daddy killer, gets arrested. And as they're preparing him for a swift execution, because the Vikings weren't really a fan of the court system, they get stopped because the king thinks it's unjust, it's cruel. So they just sell him in slavery without trial instead. As you do. So our boy, sold and battered, arrives at this farm in some land I forgot the name of and I don't feel like Googling anymore. In fact, because I am writing this script from memory of the show, there will probably be a lot of inaccuracies and inconsistencies. And if you feel like pointing them out in the comments, well, better hope you have a state of the fucking art alarm system at your house because I will find you. And I will steal your cat. Then boil it and have it for breakfast with my milk and cheese. I keep getting off topic, although it is your fault. It always has been. The story, however, at first is told from the perspective of a young man named Einar. His deal is the standard deal you were bound to get back in those days. His homeland was invaded by warriors and his father killed, but at least he has his mother and daughter, and you saw this joke coming, they're both dead too. Because they had to do it for the 2-time. So they capture him, sell him for beer money, and lo and behold, here does our boy find himself on the farm with the warrior. But there's something off-putting about the first time we see Thorfinn again. Like, there's no life in his eyes. He has been sucked out. Like, he's lost the only thing that he's lost the only thing that somewhat resembled the purpose of living, and he's now going through the motions to get through the motions, but you can tell that evokes no feeling inside of him. All of you that thought, damn, he just like me for real, should hang yourselves without any further delay. Anyway, our boy Thorfinn and Einar become fast friends or something, resembling friends. He doesn't initially know he's a warrior, but he finds out eventually because Thorfinn's cheating on him with his boyfriend slash sleep paralysis demon. And like my ex, he just won't leave him alone. And he forgives him. Because of course he does, because in anime it has to have some cutesy, senseless bullshit. But I'm getting off topic again. Let's talk about what the main message of the show is. What makes it great and why it tickles my tummy just the wrong way. Thorfinn and Einar get bullied by these retainers who are a little above slave level. They're a grade above them, but not exactly free men. From what I gather, I tried to Google what retainers are on a farm, what that job is, what their job description is, but couldn't figure it out in 20 seconds, so I gave up. Like the absolute machine that I am. One of you three in the comment section can enlighten me. From what I gather, they're a little above real slaves, but not free men either. And it's commentary on how everyone who bully the sect they feel are at least lower than them. But that isn't what we're interested in. Stuff happens and Thorfinn ends up punching one of the retainers and breaks his jaw in a single hit. A boy can throw. But they fight. He's suddenly averse to violence, so he gets knocked the fuck out and then gets visited by his sleep demon daddy again. Almost dies, but manages to survive. Now, this marks the point in the show where he swears off violence. Now, the show makes a big deal about how we have no enemies. No one has any enemies, but the very reason Thorfinn and his real dad Thors can say that and not seem senseless or pathetic is because they've lived a life of violence. They've seen what it does, and although it is not glorious, it does contribute to this sense of self-assuredness and being some sort of pacifist warrior in the glorified battlefield of life, so to speak. So the point I'm trying to make is the very reason they can swear off violence is because they are capable of it. Any lefties watching this right now are getting Jordan Peterson flashbacks. But I was back in Nam. I saw JP. But the only way this works is them being capable of great violence, which comes from a lifelong of being a warrior. And that's sort of undermines the show's own message in a way that is ironic and funny. And I'm going to point it out because I have nothing better to do. The Vinland Saga fans furiously inking hate letters can calm down. I still like the show, but you can't look away from the fact that the only reason these men can swear off violence is because if anyone fucked with them, they would be doggy fucked. The show makes a point of it too, making Thorfinn still agile and a fearless warrior. Fear is another point I might discuss sometime in the future. For now, just remember that you have to go take your MMA classes before you start denouncing the UFC for wanton violence.